In St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians, he is addressing issues which the church in Corinth was having and trying to guide them through their struggles. As with any movement, once the leader of that sect has moved on to further spread the message, the teachings and exhortations can be misshapen, taken out of context, taken over by someone else trying to capitalize on the popularity of the charismatic leader. Or any number of things can scatter the flock which have been brought together under the one banner. In St. Paul's case, he makes it clear that the leader, the founder, the inspiration, and the guiding light for what he has brought to them is Jesus Christ and his message of love. He exhorts them to never forget who it is that he follows, and thus they should also follow. We sometimes find ourselves in the same situation today with all of the gurus who pop up for a time and then fade away. We get excited about this preacher or that bishop or such and such a lay person because of the new and novel way they have of presenting the gospel message. And in our excitement, we may lose sight of who it is that we should truly be focusing our mind and our heart and all of our being on: Jesus Christ. Paul never loses sight of that, and neither should we. It is good to get other insights and understandings and ways of more closely following the way of truth and light that we may not have considered previously. But those insights and understandings and ways should always lead us to love and peace and unity with our brothers and sisters, and in no way divide us. But like the proverbial sheep, we sometimes get led astray and find ourselves grazing on what we thought was greener grass, only later to find that the shepherd has wandered off to other sheep herds, and we are left lost and unsure on how to get home. Today, Paul talks about remaining as servants and stewards of the mysteries of God, and to always be found trustworthy in our service to the Lord. Paul is so convinced in his calling and ministry that he is not concerned with the judgments of others. I would presume because other humans have not heard his calling so forcefully and directly, and thus he has to follow for himself the way which has been laid out for him. He also does not judge himself, although he's not aware of anything to convict him of wrongdoing. But he adds, that doesn't mean that he acquits himself of anything in which he may have failed. Rather, he relies solely on the judgment of God. For the Lord alone can make clear the motives of our hearts and will bring to light everything which we thought had been hidden in darkness. We may see the deeds which are done, but God sees what lies within, the motives for the deeds. Many things may look noble and worthy on the surface, but underneath are selfish and self-serving. Thus, it behooves us not to judge either ourselves or others. I only need to go back to last night when Mary and I had gone out to eat. And into the restaurant walks a man whom I thought was with his wife. He looked kind of scroungy, unkempt hair, a wannabe beard, disheveled, unmatched clothes. And yes, I passed judgment on him, only to find out, first of all, that the woman who had walked in behind him was not with him at all. Then, when I caught myself in my judgments, I had to chastise myself that I knew nothing at all about him. He could have been the most loving, caring individual in the world, but I would never know because I had separated myself from him. No judgments, only God knows. Follow Jesus Christ.